We just wrapped up 2 amazing days in Savannah, Georgia, and now we will stop and explore the beautiful city of Atlanta on the way back home. So, let's go! There's actually no traffic here on Sunday as we arrive. We will be staying in the incredible Marriott Marquis, which was surprisingly one of the more affordable options inside the city. The one thing to note is that parking is pretty expensive here, so we did find a secure garage on Spot Hero about a block away for way less. The view from our room is absolutely stunning. More so, I can't get enough of the inside of this place. This was actually a filming location for one of the Hunger Games movies. Now we are just gonna go out and find some dinner. Every time we go to a major city, I think it's now a requirement that we must go and try to find some authentic doner kebab for the German here. So far, we've really only been successful in New York City, but this little shop here in Atlanta was still really good, even though it wasn't exactly doner. We just get our order to go and make our way back to the hotel. It was really nice to walk around here at night. After we finish eating, it's pretty late, but we still want to explore around this very unique hotel just for a moment.
What's my job description?
Let's ride as high as we can on these elevators.
You want to walk?
No. We're pretty high up here. Even on the way down, your ears pop a little. What's so fast? Unfortunately, the pool is closed at this time, but it does look like a really nice one. It's Moonview Highway. It's the next morning and we are greeted with terrible weather to start this Memorial Day. So let's just take it easy this morning and slowly get ready. There's no need to rush and go out and stand in the rain. Not very exciting, but I'm just grabbing some Starbucks for breakfast. Again, I don't really feel like leaving the hotel in this weather, and Starbucks is conveniently located here in the lobby. It's been a little while now and we've checked out and are walking to the car to drop off our luggage before we hit the town today. Thankfully, it's stopped raining. Now let's take a stroll through the Centennial Olympic Park. It is really peaceful here and quite interesting with all of the Olympics memorabilia. Olympic movement. I honestly feel like this playground could have much more potential with the Olympics theme here. Directly across from here is the world of Coca Cola, so let's go in. We do have some discounted tickets, fortunately, but the normal price for general admission is $24. Personally, for me, I don't know if it's worth the non-discounted price, but I know a lot of people who love it here and love Coke, so maybe it's just me. Either way, I'm glad that I get to visit. After our general orientation, we are then shown a really long Coke advertisement, and then we are let loose in the museum. First stop is the Secret Formula Vault. I'm a little skeptical of whether or not this is actually where they keep the secret formula, or if this is all just for show. Next, we are walking through an area I think is about the history of Coke and Coke around the world, which I did think was pretty neat to see. And now we go to the lab, which provides information about the science behind how to craft a good beverage. But I think more interestingly for most people, it has a little area where you can quote unquote create a flavor. But at the end of the day, it's really just something that spits out a suggestion for a pre-made selection to try up in the tasting room, which you'll see later. I think this is fine, but it's just that they only had 3 kiosks, and that really made the lines back up way too long for what this actually is. They also have here a testing station for the infamous New Coke and the discontinued Tab drink. Next, we make our way up to the scent area, but I really didn't want to stick my nose where all these other people were sticking their noses. And around the corner, we end up waiting in this line for about 10 minutes with no movement. From what I can tell, it sounds like there's some sort of kids activity up ahead, so we just get out of the line, but I don't know what is actually there. Maybe it's not. And lastly, we cap it off with the best part, which is the taste area. This is very interesting as you're able to taste Coke beverages from all around the world. It's crazy how different some of these products can be for the various markets. And here's where we're tasting our recommendation based on what we created in the lab. It was okay, nothing amazing. Also, by this point, we were so carbonated up from all the testing of the flavors from around the world, so our palate's a little shot. And of course, you have to exit the museum through the gift shop.
You get this free in McDonald's in Germany.
Free?
Yeah. Every now and then they give it out for free.
I think you should get it. We now hop on an electric scooter to make our way to the other side of town. We definitely want to make a stop here at this iconic viewpoint on the Jackson Street Bridge. Now, let's ride a little further down to the Ponce City Market for lunch. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, moon. It's kind of cool that the entrance is still an industrial elevator. There are so many dining options in the food hall. Let's try this batuvala, which is an Indian street food style. They have the cutest outdoor seating area here. Now that we are super full, let's walk it off a little bit on the famous Atlanta Beltline. The Beltline is a 22-mile loop of unused railway paths throughout Atlanta. I love this type of urban trailway system. I think it was really well executed and just a great way to connect the city. After a little bit of walking, let's stop off the path to grab a coffee here at this cute cafe. And now let's head towards Piedmont Park. They're actually having a free jazz festival here today, which is a really nice surprise. We got ourselves some free Atlanta FC merch while we were here. And let's just sit for a moment and enjoy the view. To get back the life I used to know. And here's a nice view of these people in the pool. We're gonna try out Atlanta Transit to take the train back towards the area where our car is parked. It's definitely not as advanced as metros in other cities, but we do eventually figure out how to get in. Now that we have a car, let's make one last stop on the way out of Atlanta. IKEA. Of course, we will go ahead and get dinner here. Passt gut? They had a ton of stuff on sale, and we also needed a few other items, so we had a loaded up cart. And of course, we get a sweet little treat to cap up our trip before we hit the road back home.